Welcome to Lab 6, where we're going to be looking at density data. So in the past we've looked at things like census data, where it's the number of people who live in this particular census block or tract or so on. But we haven't really done anything to take into account the fact that, you know, maybe there's 1,000 people living in two neighboring census tracts, 1,000 in census tract A, 1,000 in census tract B. But census tract B is 10 times bigger than census tract A, you know, and so what does that actually mean? And so that's where we get into sort of densities, population densities, other types of densities, and that's what we're going to be looking at in Lab 6 today. Lab 6, since density is not really covered in your textbook, we're going to be using another textbook, and towards that end I just wanted to make this little video which is going to hopefully clear up a problem that we often see when we've got an ARC document that is looking for a data set and it's not in the right place. And when you see that, you get this sort of red exclamation point. So this video is to sort of explain how to deal with this situation. So you guys are going to be working with these. This is the chapter. So this is chapter 3 from this book. It's not your textbook, but I'm sending you guys the data to deal with it. And to start this tutorial, you're supposed to open up tutorial 3-1, this MXD file, and then it should look like this, right? You should see all this stuff. Now what you might see if you do that is this, which is what I see when I try to open up that file, right? This is the file tutorial 3.1. I double click on it and I get this. And this is not very helpful. And especially what we see is we have this, right? This sort of red exclamation mark, red exclamation mark. What that means is ArcMap is looking for this data in a place that it's expecting the data to be there, and the data is not there. So it kind of freaks out and it gives you this red exclamation mark. And the way that you are going to deal with this is you're going to right click on the name and you're going to go to Properties. And then you're going to look at the Source tab and you'll see where it's looking. And so for example, this guy's looking under Work, on my C drive, Teaching, Geog, blah blah blah, Assignments, Labs, Data, Census, a geodatabase. So Major Roads sits within this Census geodatabase, and my program thinks it's in this data folder. Okay? Blah 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 blah. In reality, if I look at this one, in reality, here's this data folder, and here's the Census geodatabase. I'm just looking at this through File Explorer, but it's not where it expects it. It's actually under Work, Teaching, you know, Assignments, Labs, Better Mapping Through Density Online Data, and so on. So the file path where the data actually is located is different than the file path that ArcMap expects it to be when this guy was originally created. And so the way that you fix it is after you've downloaded the data and you've extracted it wherever you put it in your setup, you navigate to where that guy is, and the way we're going to fix this problem is we're going to click on that little red exclamation mark. And when we do that, it's saying, okay, set the data source for this guy, because I obviously don't know where the hell it is, otherwise I'd see data. All I have is a blank here. So okay, user, tell me where that data is located. Okay, and then this is the game. So then we have to navigate to, again, wherever you put the data. It'll probably be different than what I'm showing you right here. So I need to figure out where I put the data, and I think I probably put it in Labs and Online Data. Oh, and I think it was in the census data, right? And Major Roads. Oh my goodness, this is very exciting. The cool thing is once you do it for one, it will kind of figure out, oh, okay, and then the census block group, that must also be in a similar place, and it'll figure that out. So this was my little lesson for you guys to hopefully make the beginning of the density lab a little more smooth than it otherwise would be. And I hope you guys have a good lab this time. I think density mapping is pretty fun. It's a more interesting way to visualize and think about data.